Hello everyone, Bill Molyneux here, and let's see here. So these are BMC Germans, 54 millimeter, and we're going to have a Bill Basement half-hour chit-chat time. So these are BMC figures. What's nice about them is they have some Panzerfaust guys. So these are going to be late war Germans. Now, Jack Brendel in Arizona, I tried to find a pea green paint to start them off with. So that's what I use for my spray paint. Now we're going to look at painting hands and faces. And so that's the plan, at least. All right. Well, this set from BMC comes with a couple nice heavy machine guns, some German figures from the old Mark set of sitting down for vehicles, some neat little sniper guys, just some neat new poses. So my plan is we're going to hit these guys with a little bit of flesh. And, you know, yes, the great Jim Shaw paints a lot for me, but my eyes haven't been too bad. And I also don't do a ton of painting because of my eyes, but we are going to figure out the best spot for us to watch me paint and chit chat. So and don't forget, if you have any kind of eye issues, go see the eye doctor. I'm very grateful that I did that, and so we're making some room here for painting. And this is going to be speed painting, and what I'm doing is speed painting. So these green, I used a green pea color because I know Jack was big on that green color for the Germans. And what I'm going to do is I'm just dabbing these. Okay, nothing super awesome. These are for the D-Day game. And what we're going to do once we get done with the flesh, we'll paint the brown for the rifles, some black on the equipment, and then we're going to take browns, two different kinds I think it is, and we will spackle this green uniform, helmet included, with spackle of brown. So that's the plan. Now it will be my D-Day game in 54 millimeter that I'm running in the basement. I think what I'm planning on doing, I'm going to check with Martin Knight, famous wargamer in England. And I'm going to check in with him and just see if there's a good scenario of British or Commonwealth troops. So that I could do. I think if you think about it, especially in America, I think there's more of a chance you're doing, of course, battles of Americans hitting the beach. This German officer is quite interesting. And By the way, I will also put these guys in a black wash dip when I'm all done. My goal is to get the flesh done tonight, weapons the next day, and then next week hit with the spackly and have them ready for, they also need to be flocked, so I'll flock their bases. Alright, so this is Bill's Speed Painting 54, as fast as you can go. And now Kevin, Colonel Handsome of the Chuckleheads, he's painting some pirates for me. And I'm going to be doing the Battle of New Orleans someday in 54. And I'm quite excited about having the pirates, Lafayette, or not Lafayette, Yul Brynner from the Buccaneer movie with Charlton Heston. Wow. So we'll have, I'm going to have a couple squads here. The bunker will have my bunker's unit will be the 88 and some gray painted Germans. That's the plan. And then I'm going to have these in that speckle uniform to and I had a person sent me in a great note about taking the instant foam can and making fluffs of that and then flocking it in long lines and turning it into hedgerows. But that's a lot of extra work, and I've decided it's a great idea, and really appreciate all the ideas and suggestions people send in. But I'm going to just pile my moss lichen all over the place to make hedgerows. And I'm also not sure if I doing a beach landing. I mean, I built a bunker, so, and I have 2 Panther tanks now, revving up. Now, I was in Normandy some, I don't know, 15 years ago with my good friend Mick McGoldrick, who took me there, and we had a wonderful time in Normandy and Paris, and amazing, so many of the concrete bunkers are still there. That's a pretty cool figure there. So if I was to paint till 9:30 or so, I don't know if I would have these done or not as far as the weapons, but now these black boots probably will not get painted. These are not going to be at the Jim Shaw level of painting power. So they are just going to be good enough for my D-Day game. Really like this figure. Well, That's a good looking figure. You know, 54s really are so much more coming out in different companies. Also, there's also the 3D prints that many people can do, including Josh, the 3D printer king. Josh Warliff. By the way, you know, we have our Facebook site, No Stress Miniature Wargamers, and the reason we have it labeled that way is if you have plastic figures and you don't paint them, but you just put them on the table for wargaming, well, you can post that on our site too. And the files section has literally tons of rules and old newsletters that were written by the famous author and historian Elwood Woody Christ. Oh, he's I just not a we're going to use the bolt action rules from Ron Pretzel King's Perlman, also known for his Alamo rules, excuse me. So, and my wife watched the bunker video and me talking about her playing World War I dogfights, and she says she'll try it. I don't know. Should be interesting, because she is not a war gamer at all. Now, Miss Shelby and her husband Steve, who ran the wonderful Fort William Henry game last year, she is a great war gamer, and she just graduated with her teacher's degree. So congratulations to her. I doubt she watches my videos because she's very busy, but if you see Shelby at a convention, say congratulations. Now these gunners are pretty cool. Whoops. Sorry about that, everybody. Got his belt of ammunition. We'll hit that with black. Oh. I'm using a lighter marshmallow flesh tonight because it was the one I could find fast. Sort of funny, huh? So there's a fellow Bruce and also E4 Airmen that watch my channels. I really appreciate all the feedback that they give me, along with Major Eric of the old Gettysburg area gamers. So it's a small world with the power of the internet. So it allows you to communicate with people thousands of miles away, and so it's quite nifty. Now this barrel is bent down. I can actually put it under super hot water and bend it up, but at the moment we're painting. But I will probably see about doing that at some point. I don't know. I might just ignore it. He's sort of droopy. Okay. I'm double checking. I got everyone with flesh color. So I'm going to pause the camera. We're going to switch to black. All right, welcome back. So we have some black paint. There we go. Now I'm going to start with the first figure I started with. Let me see if where I am at, where you can see me still painting. And Just going to hit this ammo box on the side a little bit. And so the Historicon. Well, Historicon is right around the corner. And Jim Purdy is ready, and the Chuckleheads. Now I have silver paint out, so I can hit the bayonet. I'm going to put him way out there. So we have a hand grenade fella here, and believe it or not, he's got another one in his belt. He's got ammo pouches there and there. Hit that grenade. He's a Grenadier for sure. Now this is speed painting. This will not win any awards. But once I put this in the black wash and give them the little speckles. Now this German officer, I'm going to paint his hat black. And oh, there we go. So we're painting his hat black. Now George and his son in New Jersey, George is now retired. He's really good. He watches the channel and comments, and I think he's coming to Historicon. Leave a comment if you're coming to Historicon in Lancaster here in a couple weeks, or a little bit more than a couple weeks, and you know what you're gonna do. Are you coming to play games or run games? And are you going to buy stuff? Now all the viewers we have in England and Australia, Historicon is probably our largest wargame convention for miniatures in historical setting, not in fantasy or. So, our German officer, and we're just gonna keep hitting these guys with some black. And nothing has to be perfect. There's a point of, there's one particular wargamer posts the most incredible armor. I'm not going to say his name, but he shades his armor and it looks just incredible. But a lot of you have seen him on a particular YouTube wargaming channel, and but boy, does he ever paint, I think it's 15 or 12 millimeter armor and fantasy figures. So good. So the Germans are coming along. Now, we talked about Historicon. Did you know that my board war games are doing quite well, and we're helping out a lot of historic sites with Goober the Traveling Bear? Quite proud of everything we've been able to do. And as you're watching this video, it's actually earning money for the Maryland Veterans Organization and the Carlisle War College. So Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And we have a creature barking. We have many rescue dogs in our household. That's the Sophie one. My wife's very big on rescue dogs and rescuing them and getting them homes. And so I'm not going to bother pausing the camera. I think she'll stop. So our Panzer Grenadier guys are looking good. Plan is to get through. I will paint till 9:30. I will paint till 9:30 or so, and the equipment on these guys are quite amazing. They have them outfitted with their canteen and gas mask. Quite nice. Now, many of you know that I'm a Donald Featherstone fan. Sadly, there's not a lot of video of Donald Featherstone out there. One of the reasons is he passed away before everyone was doing YouTube videos in that. So, unfortunately for us, we don't have that interviews that you can do now. Now this bayonet here I'll zap with silver at some point. Let's get a machine gun team guy painted. So there's a lot of black to be painted on this. There. Pretty cool. This is a nice set from BMC Toys. They have a pretty big line anymore of figures in 54. Now we're going to hit the back of this fella. Now, get his canteen. I know I got 20 minutes. Can I have them all done in black in 20 minutes? So, how should I do the D-Day game? Should I do a little beach landing and then do the tank battle, or have a beach landing pillbox attack and then do another little scenario with our Panzer Grenadiers here and hedgerows with the Panther tanks? And I own 14 German half tracks, believe it or not, and they're all painted flat gray. I don't have a single one painted in the late war tan, I forgot what you call it, color. So Coming along. Just hitting some of these little features. I'm not painting the boots. I can't stand painting German boots, and it would burn my eyes up, I think. As you see, all I'm doing is dabbing here and there. Doing the Panzerfaust guy, which is really cool. And he has a machine gun right there on the side. And we're going to do his stick magazines here. So once this gets spackled with the brown, flocked, putting a flat wash and then flocked, these guys won't look bad at all. They won't be anything like the great Jim Shaw paints, but they're going to be good enough that at some point maybe they will see action at Walt Leach's underground lair with the chuckleheads. I don't know. We will see. So I haven't been able to be at the chuckleheads in over a month. We did go to Kinston though for 4 days or so together, and that was quite the trip. And of course we made a lot of donations to the CSS News and the CS News Reproduction Ironclad, and then of course Weiss Fork Battlefield. And my board game for Weiss Fork will be coming out soon, and that'll be cool, with Blue Panther Printing. And Steve at Blue Panther and his son Trevor and everyone there, they're all just fantastic. They're a great batch of people there at Blue Panther. Can't say enough of how good they've treated me, and Goober too. So got that ammunition belt in the box. And there. So now on the back of this figure, he has a ton of stuff. So we'll go ahead and zap that. Boy, everyone here has the gas mask. We got 7 to go. 7 to go, everyone. Alright, so do I do a beach landing? In a small beach landing, and then do a scenario of hedgerows? And then do I do British or American? And that's the big question. I'm just thinking it's nice to remember our British allies, and the Australians and the Canadians, and Mr. Scott from James Doohan of Star Trek was at D-Day, and he lost a finger. There we go. We'll get another Panzerfaust guy done. So my plan is the May 31st weekend, we're not going to Virginia. We're staying home. So the plan will be to set up my D-Day games and play them out, record them for all of you to watch. Hopefully you'll find them enjoyable in 54mm scale. I think I fixed some of my audio issues I had with the one wireless mic. It helps to read the directions at times. But they're coming along pretty nice. What do you think? I got a few more, and then we're going to clean up our paintbrush. All right, so a small beach landing, couple landing crafts, and 3 squads, and I don't know, what do you think? A couple Sherman tanks, and then something to that effect, and then a second battle. I was thinking of bringing out the Navarone and stuff, but then I'm talking of having a giant battle. Plus, I was thinking of using all those Bren carriers. Does anyone out there know if I hit the beach with about 6 Bren carriers, how bad that would look? I think there's one in the Longest Day movie that gets clobbered with a shillelagh, come to think of it, with Winston the Bulldog and the Harbor Master, whatever, Beach Master. Boy, just adding the flesh and the black to these really helped. They say every color you add makes the figures look more and more realistic. Now, of course, I think that's probably why Napoleonics are so loved for miniature wargaming, is they're so colorful. But right now, I'm doing great on time. So I hear my wife upstairs with the dogs. They're watching Victoria on PBS. And I requested some painting time. So, and then we'll get, look at that. Now, I said I was going to stop at 9:30, but you know what? I'm just going to grab the silver out real quick, and so as you're trying to think of what to send me as far as scenario ideas, we have the bunker and Panthers. I have a ton of German 88s. So, but clean our paintbrush up. All right, let's find our silver. Here we go. Oh, all I want to do is hit these couple bayonets. There we go. And we're zapping bayonets now. And I'm going through looking for more bayonets. So, I don't know if I'll have time, but I really like the idea of putting some scar markings in our bunker, make it look battle worn. Now, my wife mentioned that, you know, I could use it the way I have it just because of time restraints, but then down the road I could always add to it. Now, it looks like I have everyone done as far as silver, and I have about 8 minutes left. So you know what we're going to do? I'll pause the camera here. Okay, everyone. So we're going to take a figure and test out our brown spackles. It's really supposed to be really spackly. And 2 different shades from what I just read. But we'll see how this one figure will come out as a test. And now this also will get hit with the dunking method. So there we go. Let's get a closer up view. So I try to do some brown camo, and it's supposed to be a darker blackish brown also. But let me know what you think. But I know Jack Brendel in Arizona, he'll send me a note right off the bat and let me know how bad they look or good or whatever. So we're I don't know. Oops. You know, first I wasn't sure if I liked it, but that sniper guy, he doesn't look half bad. So I think I could live with this. Let me know what you think. I'm also thinking that the dabbing looks better. The dabbing effect. A German officer. Oops, I was nowhere near the camera. Oh well, let me see. Now, I have 6 minutes. You know, Martin Knight of England, he's a great war gamer, and I'm sure he will have comments too. So I never tried this before. I remember Jack Brendel when we did the Russian Stalingrad game in 2009. I know he did pea green and camouflage unit or two for that game. But he also built a lot of the terrain for that game too. It was incredible terrain. The tractor factory he built was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It was perfect to scale that he built. And that was the Gettysburg area gamers. And we had, at that time, we were 20 members strong. We had an awful lot of help and people involved in it. And it was the heyday of the Gettysburg area gamers. Of course, many have moved on. Boy, you know what? I think I'm going to ask George out there, and E4 and Bruce. All right. You guys watch my channel a lot. What do you think of this camo thing I'm doing? Now, if you all write back that it looks horrible, I'll be bummed, because I don't think I could fix it without spray painting them over again. That would be depressing. They look horrible, Bill. Go through and fix them. So in the speed paint world, I did not do these belts. I'd like to take these down to Walt's house. And do a 54 millimeter game. I wonder if Walt and the Chuckleheads would be into that. Some kind of a D-Day game. I don't know. I think they're going away on the 31st weekend and the 1st. So I will be on my own. I think they're going to Tobin's or something. They're going to Virginia. Now, now that I'm getting to look at this, I don't think they look bad at all. And I got about 9 to go. I'm going to push the envelope and finish this brown on these. So, and right now all I'm doing is dabbing like mad. Nothing. It is just dabbing away. It's interesting how so many people are wargaming in the 6mm Baracus stuff. It's really amazing how the smaller scale is really taken over. And also the multi-scales. I mean, you know, there's 12, 18, 15s. I mean, 15s used to be the one main small scale, but every manufacturer now is coming out with a different scale And I don't know, I think it's sort of frustrating that you have to have your armies can't match in scale if you switch companies or manufacturers. But as you saw in my Panther tanks video, they're not quite perfect to scale. Luckily for me, I'm not a purist. I don't know if you're not familiar with my channel, by the way. I am not much of a purist in wargaming, and I still live more for the toy soldier, Donald Featherstone, get him on the table and wargame than and I mean, no offense to the many wargamers out there that make such incredible terrain and vehicles, and oh gosh, the painting and detail that many put into their stuff is incredible. So I just not that kind of a wargamer, but I appreciate those that do, and the shading that some people do afterwards on their vehicles, amazing. So there's a new channel out on Sci-Fi World on YouTube, Dan Monroe's Movie, Monsters, and Music. He does a lot of stuff on like Lost in Space and old 60s sci-fi shows. If you haven't heard of him, he's quite entertaining. He also owns a Lost in Space robot. And so if you think of it, you might want to check out his channel. He's got over 100,000 subscribers already, so he's only been around for 6 months, and here I've been around for a couple of years. And but then again, I'm sort of happy in my basement and the chuckleheads, and if I have one person watching, I'm happy. Boy, they're coming along, aren't they? They're definitely going to need a black wash, and they're going to need a black wash. So once I get the black wash on them, so tomorrow night I will black wash these guys, and maybe even get to flock them Thursday night, and that would be really cool. So there go with this, the Panther tanks, and I don't know, maybe I'll hit one of the half tracks up with that tan paint. So I have because all my half tracks are flat gray, and I have a ton of them from, as you know, Josh 3D printed me about 12. Between the other ones and all, I probably have more than 15 half tracks. I also have some of the big prime movers for the 88s too, which is cool. So I highly doubt anyone's still watching me paint these, but if you are helping the American Heritage Education, it's a Carlisle War College, AHEC. So thank you for continuing to watch and making money for my channel. So we've really been helping some sites lately. I've been very fortunate to have good viewers, some donation money coming in, You know, I've had the Uncle Buck multi-millionaire fella guy help here and there, and it's just my board games are selling. Very proud that they're in some of the national parks besides Fort Ticonderoga, Fort Frederick, Braddock's Battlefield History Center Place in Braddock, Pennsylvania, Jerusalem Mills, the Maryland Veterans Museum, just to name some. All right. Guess what, everyone? I started these about 8:30. It's 9:35 now. Now, I'm a guy with horrible eyesight. My left eye is starting to hurt, by the way. So, I know for a fact I need to stop. And, but we're going to do a little close-up of what we did do. And I'll pause here. All right, welcome back. So, how do they look? So we're going to put these in a wash, a black wash, and I'm going to flock them. So I'll dunk them in my washy stuff, and we'll dunk them in a black wash, and then they'll throw flocking on them. And you know, they're still wet, but I think they're going to be fine. So we will label this video Panzer Grenadiers, and once we get black wash on them. So, well, it took an hour and 10 minutes to do this. Yes, the boots are not black. The belts are not painted. But I am happy. I'll get them black washed, fill in some of the cracks with some wash, and then flock them. And I'm going to say, stay safe, be kind, be courteous, please subscribe, watch my channel, help me raise money for historic sites, and thank you again for watching.